Hello my friends and welcome to the 21st class in our course, into which we are going to use what we have learned about the four parts of the paragraph: the title, the topic sentence, the body paragraph, and the concluding sentence, in addition to what we have learned about a paragraph's outline, in order to write a full paragraph in this class. Generally, my friends, this class is considered to be the first practical class in this course and the end of the theoretical one. So, my friends, before you watch this video, I would recommend going through a quick revision about words, whether content words and function words or phrases and their 5 types, the clauses, the independent and dependent ones, and the types of sentences, the simple, compound, and complex sentences, before you go through the paragraph with me. Because generally, my friends, when I explain this paragraph, you are going to need every piece of information about these topics. If you don't understand one point of them, please try to replay these videos again and try to understand them so that you will find no problems watching this video. Now, my friends, before I erase this side of the board so that I write the paragraph, and as you see here, I have prepared the outline of the paragraph. We're going to talk about disadvantages of smoking. We're going to discuss health, finance, and environment. Allow me, my friends, to give you a quick and brief revision about the paragraph. As you know, my friends, we have defined the paragraph as a group of 5 to 10 sentences that develop one main idea. That means that we can use only one controlling idea during explaining a topic. Generally, my friends, there are 4 parts of the paragraph. The first part is called the title, and we said that a good title should be placed in the 3rd line, in the middle of the line. And then we said that we should take into consideration some capitalization rules that should be revised in their class. And then we talked about a good topic sentence, and we said that the essence of the topic sentence is that the topic sentence should be argumentative and should be intriguing for the reader, and should make the reader interested in the topic, so that it should be concise, not very long and boring, and not very short and blunt. Thirdly, my friends, we talked about the body paragraph, and we said that the body paragraph, my friends, develops and support and explain the topic sentence. And we said that we have 2 types of sentences inside the body paragraph. The first type is called the major supporting sentences, which are the main branches of the topic sentence. And then we said that those branches are more specific than the topic sentence and the controlling, of course, which includes the topic and the controlling idea, and they should be more general than their own minors. Then we talked about the minor supporting sentences, and we said that the major supporting sentences come in separated groups. Each major supporting sentence is the mother of its a group, while the minor supporting sentences make one group for the same major supporting sentence. And we said that a minor supporting sentence should be more specific and should explain and support and should be related to the major supporting sentence, and should explain it in 4 ways. The first one is to give an explanation, second one to give an example, third one to give a personal experience, and the fourth one is to give a factual or a statistical fact. And now, my friends, after we have finished this quick revision, allow me to erase the board and we start writing our paragraph. Now, my friends, and after we have finished our theoretical introduction and we discussed in it the 4 parts of the paragraph, and then, my friends, we brainstormed in order to fill out this paragraph's outline. Allow me to explain how I could transfer these brief points into a full paragraph. But before I start explaining, my friends, I would like to mention one important point, which is I here numbered the ideas and the major and minor supporting sentences. And on the other hand here, my friend, as you see, I give the same numbers for the same ideas in the paragraph. For example, the topic sentence took number 1, and here and there. In number 2, you see the major supporting sentence, and in number 3, here we have the first minor supporting sentence of the first major supporting sentence. And here in number 4, we have in number 4 one sentence, but it carries 2 minor supporting sentences. And number 5 here, the first or the second major supporting sentence, as you see in the green here, my friends. And then number 6 is the first minor supporting sentence of the major supporting sentence number 2. Then we have here number 7, the second minor supporting point. And as you see here, it took 1, 2, 3 sentences, because I cannot always give one sentence for one point. Sometimes I need more than one sentence, and sometimes I put 2 points into one sentence. This could happen according to what I need. And as you see here, my friends, this minor supporting sentence is not numbered because it's not mentioned here, and I wrote it here in front of you, my friends, in order to prove to you that I will not always write what I brainstorm, because I don't have to. Sometimes while writing, I recognize that the point is not important. The point, for example, is a little bit difficult for me. I don't have enough vocabulary about it, so that I leave it out. Then, as you see here, we have number 9 before this one, because I am not obliged to go to number them, or to go according to let's say a fixed pattern. I can start with this one, then that one, then that one, because I am the master of my piece of writing. Now, my friends, let's start explaining. As you see here, we have the paragraphs outline. Number 1, disadvantages of smoking. Disadvantages is the controlling idea, while smoking is the topic. In here, although all people agree to the fact that smoking is a dangerous habit, the non-stop developing and changing world around us has been revealing new aspects about this topic to be discussed. As you see here, my friends, this is the topic sentence, this is the topic, and this is the controlling idea. This is my pattern. And as you see here, my friends, I tried to make my topic sentence argumentative and not factual. For example, not imperative. I tried to make it concise in terms of the number of words. As you see here, my friends, the sentence is long enough to convey a message, and it's short enough not to be boring for the reader. In here, my friends, I start with the first major supporting sentence immediately after the topic sentence. As you see here, my friends, and as we learned from its definition, it should be related to the topic sentence, but it should be more specific. As you see here, my friends, first, smoking damages your health in many ways that you may not be aware of. You may not be aware of. As you see here, my friends, I'm talking about one aspect of disadvantages of smoking, which is health. And as you see here, my friends, I made my major supporting sentence more specific or more detailed than the topic sentence, but at the same time, I made it a little bit general so that I can explain it or describe it or go through it or dissect it with the minors, which are going to be more detailed and more specific. And again, my friends, here I added in many ways that you may not be aware of. I tried here, my friends, to pave the way for the reader and tell them that you are going to see that in terms of health, I will talk about more than one point in many ways. And here I said you may not be aware of. I used may, not be aware of, just to make the reader skeptical or intrigued about what I'm going to write. Because generally, my friends, reading is kind of skating, let's say, or skiing, or let's say running. As long as you make the reader interested in what you are going to talk about, he's going to continue reading. But when your writing starts to be boring, the reader will stop reading. In here, my friends, number 3, the first minor supporting sentence, which is lungs cancer, which is more specific than health, which is related to the topic sentence, disadvantages of smoking. In here, as we said, my friends, before, we develop the major supporting sentence using minor supporting sentences. We have 4 ways. The first one is explanation. As you see here, this is an explanation. One way is that substances in cigarettes, like, in here I'm starting, in terms of punctuation, I'm starting a list. I can use the colon or the em dash. Cigarettes like nicotine, acetone, and more than 250 other substances or others are the main reason for cancer of lungs, throat. It should be throat, or trachea. So here, my friends, I'm talking about cancer, and I covered this point in sentence number 3. When I go to sentence number 4, I combine 2 ideas. The first one is the pregnancy. Of course, I will mention the mother and the embryo inside her, and then I'm going to add to it the children and negative smoking. As you see here, for example, so I decided to explain this sentence as an example. The first one, explanation. Now here, example. For example, embryos in their mother's bellies, children in their houses, or even young teenagers take your nicotine to become negative smokers. As you see here, my friends, I have a list, and inside this list there are lists. So that's why I connected them with a semicolon. And here, for point number 5, I'm starting with the major supporting sentence number 2, which is finance. Again, my friends, in here I have finished talking about health. I cannot go back to health after I finish the minors. I will start, let's say, a new branch or a new point which is related to the topic sentence, and it should be more specific than the topic sentence, but again, it should be a little bit general so that can be developed with the minors. So I'm talking about finance and money. In addition, buying cigarettes hurts you and your family financially. In here, my friends, I am not giving a fact. I'm talking about, let's say, a postulation or an allege, and I would like to develop. In here, number 6, going to start at this point. Imagine saving this wasted money to buy healthy food, again, and toys for your kids. This is a list here. I can start with the em dash or the columns. Then I have here, inside this list, we have more than one list, so that I connected them with the semicolon. Books and movie tickets for your young children. Here, because here, the healthy food and toys for the kids, for example, under 6 or under 7. Books and movies tickets for your young children. And here, I mean teenagers, for example. So this is a new list. Or gifts for your spouse, your wife, or your husband. That's why, my friends, I have the third list inside the list. We call it sub-list. In here, number 7, we have 1 point, as you see, my friends, here. Number 7, I have more than one sentence. I still remember the first day I quit smoking. In here, my friends, I would like to explain this minor supporting sentence through a personal experience. As you see, Uh, let's continue. I saved a lot of money, which I could uh, better, which I could better my family's living standards with. So I made here the word better as a verb to make something better. I bought a lot of useful things and my health improved very quickly. So, my friends, here I mentioned the impact of the money on myself and on my family and on my living standards. As you see here, my friends, uh, number 8. So, I finished talking now about finance aspects about of disadvantages of smoking. Now, my friends, I'm going to start a new branch of the topic. As you see here, my friends, in finance, I didn't talk about environment and I didn't talk about health. In health, I didn't talk about finance and environment. And now I'm going to start talking about the disadvantages of smoking, specifically environment, and then I will develop it. But on one condition, I shouldn't speak about finance or health. As you see here, my friends, sentence number 8, we started it with finally, as we said before, the major supporting sentence, number 3, or the last major supporting sentence. You could write two major supporting sentences, so the second one will be the final one or the last one. That's why you started with finally. Again, my friends, don't use the word finally in the conclusion, use it with the last major supporting sentence. Here we start finally. Smoking causes a lot of damage to nature that shouldn't be ignored or underestimated. As you see here, my friends, this sentence talks specifically about the disadvantages of smoking. From which angle? From the angle of nature and pollution. As you see here, my friends, it is more specific than the topic sentence, but still it's general and it can be developed into narrower ideas. As you see here, my friends, according to a novel research, I'm starting here, point number 9, and I chose to use the minor supporting sentence in the shape or in the way of statistical facts. So here I mention a statistical research, for example, according to a novel research published last year by Cambridge University. As you see here, my friends, generally you can lie about this point. For example, there is no such a research published by Cambridge University last year, but as let's say as a form, I am using this this sentence as a form, so you can lie. It's okay. You make up things in writing because in here we are not measuring your knowledge. We are not measuring your IQ. We are measuring the way you use the language and how, to what extent you master it. In here, my friends, as you see in here, my friends, according to a novel research published last year by Cambridge University, 6% of plastic polluting the oceans is related, whether directly or indirectly, to smoking industry or treatment. As you see here, my friends, I mentioned the pollution of water in this sentence using or talking about the oceans and plastic thrown in it. Number 10 here, as you see, my friends, the air pollution. The research stipulates that air and water pollution caused by smoking products has been dramatically increased to kill more than 1 billion sea creatures in the last 5 years. Again, my friends, here I am carrying on talking about the same research, and as you know, my friends, those are two minor supporting sentences of the same major supporting sentence. That's why it is normal and it's accepted and it's preferable sometimes to be linked together so that the let's say the reader will go smoothly with your writing. In here, my friends, add to that the paper used in this industry, which comes, of course, as see here, my friends, I used the parentheses in order to add additional information, of course, from cutting trees, making global warming even worse. And here, as you see, my friend, I used deforestation. And here, until here, my friends, as you see, the paragraph or the outline finished, and still now we need to write the conclusion or the concluding sentence. Before I finish explaining the concluding sentence, I would like to remind you of the importance of using the outline. As you see here, my friends, every one or two words of this outline could make one or two sentences for us. A lot of students complain about their limited imagination, their limited skills in writing, their limited, let's say, limited ability in organizing their writing. The best way, my friends, to get rid of this problem is using the outline, because the outline helps you to organize your ideas and know what to write about before you start writing, and also organize the ideas and helps you generate ideas and distribute them, let's say, equally on these points, so that when you write your paragraph, you see like your paragraph is a little bit balanced in terms of the number of sentences talking about each point in isolation, so that you don't write, for example, 10 sentences or 7 sentences talking about health, and then 1 sentence or 2 sentences on finance, and then the environment cannot take maybe 1 or 2 sentences. As you see here, my friends, the paragraph in this case will be concentrating on one point rather than be, let's say, distributed on these 3 points, which is going to be, of course, better. As you see here, my friends, the last sentence, which is the, let's say, concluding sentence, as you know, we started with in summary, to wrap up, or whatever. Again, we use here a comma after it, because we call them interrupters, maybe, or no, we call them starters, as I remember. After the starters, we use a comma. Here, in summary, we could be really desensitized about the grave dangers of smoking financially, environmentally, and even when it comes to our health or the health of those for whom we really care. As you see here, my friends, the last sentence was the concluding sentence, and here we use the summarizing way. As you know, we have 3 ways to, let's say, to go according to. The first one is to paraphrase, the second one is to summarize the paragraph, or the third one is to give opinion. In here, my friend, I summarized the paragraph. I didn't paraphrase the topic sentence. I summarized the paragraph. I mentioned the 3 major supporting sentences, or the 3 major points in one sentence, so that I give a quick revision for my reader about what I have talked in this paragraph. Thank you again, my friends. Today I explained a little bit fast, so that the video will not be long. Thank you again, my friends. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this class and you learned something. If you don't understand a point, please, my friends, try to replay this video again and try to play some Kahoot games which are going to be related to our topic today. Thank you again. In the next classes, my friends, we are going to start talking about task 1 in IELTS, whether academic or general, and because task 1, my friends, is a paragraph. After that, my friends, if we have time, we're going to talk about task 2 in both fields, and of course we're going to mention the TOEFL exam task 1 because it is related to this topic again. And I'm going to start and let's say a specific or a different playlist for each topic. Thank you again, my friends, and goodbye to the next class.